Right, this round we have Nathan Trowell playing Daniel French on our TV, giving us a wave. And welcome to the commentary time. This time, Terry Anderson. I've actually just took your information off, so I give information to people about our players. So I already thanked you on the thing before. Nathan is, as Neil had said earlier in the day, he's 16. He actually, the day he turned 16 is the day he won the zone final, so that was a pretty good birthday present for him. Yeah, and he's also becoming a great household name as far as his bowls. He has a magnificent junior record with 2 New Zealand secondary school titles plus the winner of the inaugural New Zealand 1 to 5 pairs, so that's pretty good for a 16-year-old. He also plays in the Patterson team, and he was the Poverty Bay, played in the position of a 3 in the 219, so they've got pretty good faith in him. And of course with Daniel, he's quite a regular attendee at the Henselite singles. He's a matte black, so he plays for New Zealand, and he actually won this event in 2014, and again he's been named also in the South Island team that plays the North Island team next Saturday in Christchurch. So we've got Daniel obviously playing orange.
Yeah, he's started off well, hasn't he?
Yes.
I think has Daniel won 3 games now? Is that right?
No, he lost to Kyle in the last one.
Okay, I'm a game behind. Forgive me.
You're still up in the air with the flying in, are you?
Yes, so Nathan was looking to reach through that split. It was just a wee bit wide. Do you think Daniel will look to cover that blue now, or is he going to sort of draw short, into that gap?
He'd be aimed that, or be quite happy behind if he got behind. But no,
that's
he's
a
done
really
that gap.
good bowl there.
Yep.
Nathan will have to be looking for some movement. I think you'd almost look for that middle orange because you're going to get some action. But if he's narrow onto that narrower orange, you might get some jack movement to the back.
People at home will be saying, "Oh, we've got somebody on the commentary who's actually telling things. Neil and I let it play and let it go. This is good."
Well, the thing is, it'll probably backfire and I'll be wrong every time. He's close here. Let's cut it down to 2. It was 3 before. Daniel does have a lot of room though to make a 3rd, but hey, it's the first end of a long game. So who is leading the competition then? Bring me up to date.
I think will be Tim, because Neil's got the secret squirrel thing and hidden the sheet that we can't see it, Yeah, so on the
he's
other
sitting on 2 wins and a draw, is that right? Nathan drew with him in the second round.
I think
that looked to be a really tight game, didn't it?
And we've got Steve playing Kyle in one of the other mats, so that's going to be a good, tough battle, because after Steve's lost to Tim in the first game, Steve's really been playing very well and come back.
Yeah.
And
that's
Tim's
that
playing
sort of format, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where even if you go down in your earlier game or your first game like Steve, there's every chance that you can still pull a win out of the hat.
And we've got Tim Beale playing Les Haywood and Brian Booker playing Ken Mackenzie. I think Neil's trying to fill in some of the gaps on the web, on our Facebook pages and everything for the results for everybody.
Am I right in thinking this is a pretty new floor? I know that the hall
yes,
has been
they
here
have
for
done
a while.
the floor.
Yep. It looks to be playing really nicely, at least on this mat.
Because if you look around the hall too, they've got some of their scoreboards, their chalk scoreboards of going across the other way. The mats were going the other way, and we called in here on Thursday when we arrived at Marston, and I asked Donald Layton, because they had them laying the way they are now, and he goes, we can play them either way, but they feel that they play better this way. So.
Oh, that's good that they've got best interest, the players' best interest, and the spectators, of course. They want to be viewing some good games. Both Nathan and Daniel have started this end off pretty well.
Oh, I just see that Nathan's got a lolly jar sitting at the end of there,
Daniel would have been looking to match that
Back blue.
Back blue, yeah, sneak around that front one. Nathan could probably look for that split on his backhand. He's a right-hander, isn't he?
Yes.
I don't think he needs much weight for this. You know, he'll want bowls to be staying in the head rather than moving out.
And for the people who don't know, to the left looking at the screen, to the right of Daniel is Nathan's dad, Malcolm, who we all call Mouse, from Gisborne. Great supporter.
I was just talking to Malcolm before, and he's obviously been to the Henselites quite a few times, but Nathan could be taking over.
Oh. They put a shed up at their place, and they do have a bowling mat there, and Nathan does go and have quite a bit of practice.
Yeah, that showed in that online bowls challenge during the lockdown. We got a few bowlers together, and Nathan came out as the winner for that one. It looked like he certainly knew how his home mat went.
I think Emma's a bit tired, having yawned. She better tell her she's off camera.
Lift, Emma. It's pretty good.
Yeah, very good bowl.
Beautiful bowl. It's really good to capitalise with your last bowl, especially
for Nathan. So that's now 2-3, and they've played 2.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're playing, well, against anyone really, but obviously someone against Daniel French's calibre, it's really good to make use of those last bowls, you know. He won't give away too many chances, so it's a really good bowl from Nathan. And a good start too.
Good start.
Keep that momentum going.
And of course Daniel's always got the sunnies on the head.
Don't know how they don't fall off. A good reply. Do you think Nathan will change his hand now? Yep. Look to draw that jack. On a really good track. Good home.
That's a good home.
Daniel will probably change his hand now and look to rest on those blues. How have you found
like
the...
it's tracking very well as well.
Oh yeah, magic.
Very good bowl.
Couldn't have played that any better really. How have you found the new format this year?
I think it's good. Neil's saying all the time he wants to hear from the players at the end, how they found it, what they think. Because I've never actually been to a Henselite. This is my first Henselite to go to, because I'm usually sort of playing bowls and...
Great shot from Nathan.
You know, we're doing something and the other things, we haven't got to them, and so... I actually thought that, like, with the zones, it was good, having them that way as well.
It does make for a really exciting field here today. You know, everyone playing everyone. All 8 players are obviously in good form. You know, they've won their centre singles, their zone singles. Oh, what an end we're watching here. This is bowl for bowl stuff.
And even the commentators go quiet. You might have just cut it a bit.
Yeah, so I'd imagine Daniel could draw for 2 here. It's not necessarily easy, but there's definitely room for him as well.
So for some who weren't here, like a lot of them wouldn't at the start, Wairarapa have provided, they've got them all rostered for the markers. It's really good, and do the boards. Very, very good support. And the lunch was lovely.
Just going back to who's topping at the leaderboard. Has Kyle won 3 games? Would he be in front?
Okay, it's just
He's currently leading this game too.
This game against Steve, 2-1 to Kyle.
Am I right in thinking that though, that he's undefeated so far? Looks like a tight measure. On screen it almost looks like a blue, but we are at a funny angle. We'll find out soon. Oh, yep, it was 2. You can see the scoreboard on the background there. So that's 5-2 to Daniel French after 3 ends.
And on the other game for Tim, blue. So Tim's leading Lee's 5-2 after 3 as well. It's a bit confusing when you can just see the scoreboards in the end here, Terry, that some of the boards have got the orange on the opposite side.
Right.
So, yeah.
Oh, yes.
So you've got to actually have a good look to see who's playing. We had our little sending messages to Neil for the scores. Well, now we're getting little hand signals from everybody around the hall, and we're trying to keep up on which mat are you talking about?
Looks like it's just pulling up on that hand for Nathan and Daniel. I'm sure Nathan will look to make the corrections as well. Anything in behind here is good.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's still a really good bowl. I think Daniel will probably still be holding. And again, it wouldn't surprise me if he's just looking for a back bowl as well. He could look to lock his shot bowl in if he sits in just in behind it. That way, if Nathan plays any weight, his shot bowl won't be going anywhere.
It's coming up really good.
It's really close here. Yep. Well played. Wonder if... Oh, no. Just wondering if they could both sort of peel out, but I don't know if that blue's sitting in quite the right position. That might roll out of the head itself. He could look to just play onto the orange and get, pop the jack out, sort of free it up a little bit.
And draw it with his last one.
Yeah.
So it's 3-1 to Kyle. And 6-1 to Ken.
Oh. So he was looking to move that jack out. He was just a half a bowl wide, maybe not even that. So he's still 2 down there. Daniel could just go that same way. There's 2
and
options
just move
here.
his...
Yeah, he could draw it on his backhand and just really tuck it in. Looks like he's considering it. Otherwise he'd go the same way and just inch his oranges around, changing up the angles. It's not what he's doing, but...
Yes, I've just, because we haven't got the score sheet with us, I've just got the card sitting here, and Kyle has had 3 wins.
It was a great effort. I think all that Nathan really has on this bowl is a draw. He had a really good line with his his first 2 bowls. The line was perfect. Just needs another roll of weight, and I think he'll sneak right in there for the shot. Even if he cuts it down, it's a good bowl. It's given it more
oomph this time. Oh, it might be just a little bit too much. Might still be the same.
Yep, looks like another 2 to Daniel. I'd imagine it would move to 7-2. I might have spoken too early.
Yeah, he's not giving it.
Could be another measure on our hands there. Yeah, it does look close, doesn't it?
Well, we're not quite sure what they decided there. Let's see if he indicates to the marker. 2 to Daniel, so that's 7-2 after 4.
Have we seen any big comebacks today, Shannon?
Oh yeah, well, his first game, Tim was like 6-0 down. He hadn't even playing against Steve, and then
I did see when I tuned in. It was very close, but then Tim just sort of pulled away in those last couple of ends.
Yeah, and I mean in the game Auckland Ashburton in the last round, Steve sort of made a good start, 6-8-4, 11-5, and then it came back. It closed the gap to 11-10, but then got away again. So there's some really good.
Yeah, I really enjoy 15-end games, playing or watching them, because the momentum, it doesn't take much for the momentum to swing, in those long games.
Three 2 to Kyle. But how many ends, please? 7-2 to Tim, and 5 played. Thank you for that. We haven't got the right one. Well, how many has Kyle played, please? No, we're not going to get that one.
That's okay. Nathan did put a good bowl in there, but it unfortunately has given Daniel a little bit more to use. Didn't. I thought he might have played just a little bit
over
he probably actually did have pretty good weight. It might have just been his line, but I guess I was expecting, is that probably the wrong word, but expecting either some jack movement or resting on that back blue. So Nathan has been given another chance here. If he can land right on top of it. Daniel's only got one bowl left.
Daniel can sort of seal this up here if he just a bit of movement,
If it goes really well, he could sit with 4, but it's also easy to maybe only sit with a 1 or a 2. I think that's sort of the way you have to play it, is look for the 1 or 2 bonus if there's anything more.
Looking at those blues.
If he sits off that blue, beautiful. That's magic. Now, if Nathan plays his forehand, he'll be looking for that split. The screen's changed now, but I think if he's wide, he could get onto that orange and get some jack movement as well. So there's a couple of options. He won't be short.
Let go.
Yeah, he's close here.
Through.
Very good
played
shot.
A very good shot for 3.
That could be 3 blue.
Yep.
7-point turnaround. Keeps things interesting.
Yep.
Awesome
so it's
bowls.
now 5-7 after 5.
Bit of excitement in the game next door.
Mind you, there's a bit of excitement when Nathan got that. I'm sure Nana let it known.
Yeah, Nathan doesn't show much emotion when he's playing, but I'm sure he'd be pretty chuffed with that bowl.
Yeah. And that's a good way to be.
Absolutely. I think most of these players here would be pretty good. Things like that, keeping their emotions in check.
So that was pretty close on a game next to, just sort of over in front of us here. The whites came out, so they must have been pretty close.
Here comes Nathan. Is he going to pick up the jack? Oh, just sliced past. Lovely weight though, always giving his bowl a chance. Beautiful bowl from Daniel. That set it up really nicely. Neil's giving us a score update. 6 to Kyle. Oh no, 3 all, is it? I misinterpreted that one. So 3-3 is the score for Steve and Kyle. So they're keeping it really nice and tight. Bit of a contrast to our 7-5 we see in front of us. Lovely draw bowl from Nathan. Here comes Daniel as well.
Yeah.
Beautiful weight. He hasn't moved the jack too far over, which is ideal. But I reckon that blue could take out those oranges. I'm not sure if that back orange is going to...
But a little bit in the way.
I don't want to confuse spectators at home. I know what I'm talking about. Just don't know if I'm articulating it. But whether he could go orange onto blue, I'm not sure. That might... depends where he hits it. But I think he could almost just go direct at that blue. Peel those 2 shot oranges off. It doesn't really matter what happens at the back there, because I'm sure his follow-through could be hanging around, or definitely that blue that he collides with.
Here it comes.
Here it comes.
Oh,
Could be enough.
might have moved it out enough
Yep.
too.
Yep, very good bowl. Could be 2 blue, could be 2 orange, could be 1 of each. Now Nathan, Daniel's on the forehand. Is he just looking to draw, is he? Or did I miss something? Is the blue
No.
going to move the jack?
I think he's looking to draw.
Yeah. If he plays it well, he could get 3.
Just a bit
We'll
over.
find out soon, Sharon.
Which
what's
one's
happened here.
the story?
2 blue. So that's 2 ends in a row now. Nathan's played a bit of a cracker and turned the head
That's
around.
7 all, played 6.
Bit of a puff of the cheeks there, Nathan.
So it's 8-2 to Ken
Over Brian.
over.
Bit of charades going on by Neil. It's now 4-3 to Steve Fisher over Kyle Waldron. So again, they are just keeping it really tight. Wonder if that'll be the nature of the game the whole way through, or if someone will pull away. Be interesting.
Good games when they're like that, though.
Absolutely. And even though it looked like Daniel was pulling away in this game, you know, Nathan's played a couple of really good bowls to level the scores. Just over a third of the way through. I think Nathan will keep that same weight that he's been playing. You know, it doesn't matter if he lands on that orange, or, you know, bonus if he pulls the jack through.
Yep,
played
and
this
he's
really
setting
well.
that well.
So Tim Veal is now 9-2 over Les Hayward. That game seems to be pulling away bit by bit. I'm sure Les is capable of a comeback. He's the sort of player to hang tough. He's been to a number of Henselites now. Here comes Daniel.
Oh, it just sliced the wrong way for him.
Yeah, half bowl wider, he would have got that square, and a
Through
pretty
to
good
the-
result himself.
Yep.
Nathan's going to draw across the head here. If he lands himself a front toucher, I think that'll be pretty good.
It's looking pretty good. Oh, she's cutting away on him. It's open for a draw for Daniel now.
Yeah, still a couple of gaps to go through, but I think there's more that can go right than go wrong. So Daniel will be making sure he's up. It's on a good path. Can he get under that blue?
Yes,
Beautiful.
he has. That's 1 to Daniel, so it'll be 8-7 after 7.
What a game for the TV.
Yeah.
Really good bowls being played.
Well, even the games that have played have been very good, even if the scores didn't show it, you know.
Yeah.
Brian Booker's last one, he struggled a bit. He said, I've played better singles when I interviewed him. He was playing Tim, and whether that...
Yeah,
But
from
it's
my
good that he's-
understanding, Brian Booker started bowls about 60 years ago, and
Yep.
you know, he's played Patterson a number of times. He had a 10-year break and then came back about 5 years ago. So it's really cool. It's the first time he's been to the Henselite singles.
Yeah. So it's 10-2 to Ken Mackenzie over Graham Booker.
Just looking around at the field thinking what a mix of players we have here, and that's one of the reasons I love our sport.
And 5-3 to Steve Fisher over Kyle Waldron.
Emma and Tracy in the background giving a wave. Wonder if they're waving to anyone in particular.
Yeah.
Maybe just everybody.
Just
Hi,
thinking,
everybody.
we're on TV.
Might get a bit of a crunch.
It looks blue from this angle.
Yep.
But if Nathan doesn't do a little bit of a cover, it's a very good shot on for Daniel.
Even if he just beats him to it, lands on the jack, if he ended up trailing it himself, it's certainly better than Daniel. That could be enough. Changes Daniel's shot, I think.
It
wouldn't
does
surprise me if he goes
because he's
on
got the shot
backhand.
now, so
Well,
I think.
it'll be interesting. There are a couple options. He could just draw a back toucher here.
I did say before to our man, we need a drone.
Oh yeah, he is just going for the draw. Maybe I'm looking a bit aggressive. That's not like me. Really good bowl. Yeah, it's just proving to me why drawing is probably the best way to go. Wonder if that orange
Squeeze.
is it going to come off the blue? Is it going to get the jack or the orange, the shot orange? It'd have to be a pretty good bowl if you're just on the forehand following Daniel down. You'd have to play that really well to roll that on far enough. So if something's lined up on the backhand, I'm sure he'll go for it. And that's what he's doing.
Just before Nathan leaves, it's 5-all between Steve and Kyle.
Yep.
Oh, but
just narrow.
he was 2 down, so it's still 2 down.
Yep, he had nothing to lose with that shot, and I'm sure he knew that as well.
Yep. So it's now 10-7 to Daniel after 8 ends.
So we've gone a bit quiet. Is Daniel looking for a bit of movement here? He's played this really well. Nice edge off Nathan's bowl.
We both had a bit of a blonde moment.
I just thought we'd thank our sponsors, and I wanted to make sure I got the sponsor right. And I don't know how I could have got it wrong, because it is the New Zealand Henselite singles. So I would like to thank, there it is, Henselite down the bottom. Thank you very much. You know, it's good sponsors are always appreciated. Yep. And this is a magnificent event.
And one of the Wire Wrapper sponsors is a mushroom farm, and they have sent along today 3 big boxes of mushrooms for people to take.
I love mushrooms. We don't get to eat them in my household very often, because I think I'm the only one in my house that enjoy them. But I enjoy them enough for all of us, so I'll be looking for a box.
No, they've got some bags there. They've got you might be overweight going home on the plane. Took a box.
So Nathan's just nailed it on the forehand. He's sitting with 2 really good bowls. It could be 3 touches. Hard to know. Daniel's pretty aggressive, so if he's in the mood, I feel like he could go for some orange. That front orange could
onto the blues.
Yeah, take those 2 blues
straight
out. But otherwise, he could just come down onto Nathan's last bowl and probably force that jack through the gap. He could get a couple himself.
So in the Kyle-Steve game, it's now 6-5 to Kyle. So it's a very close game.
I think Daniel could be opting for that aggressive shot, the orange onto the blues. I think that's a good call.
And 11-4 to...
Oh, no, I'm so wrong. He's blocking by the looks.
Maybe
I wonder if he's holding. Or maybe he was happy with a few touches. He is 3 up. It's good to keep it tight. No need to play something and potentially give it away.
And in the Tim Veal-Les Hayward game, it's 10-4 to Tim.
So I'd imagine Nathan would come down on his backhand, just look to draw to that closest orange, and he could just rock the jack. Oh, I'm so wrong. I think you're right, and it's just best to let the players play. Yeah, we commentate on what they play. Wish me luck tomorrow. I obviously have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah.
So now we might find out what the result is.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I imagine they're all pretty close. Sorry, of course they're really close.
Not quite sure even
Nathan's
what happened
just
there.
looking to draw up to the blue. That obviously could have got him the shot as well. He's been playing really well on that hand. He just played a good ball down there, so it does make sense.
And obviously the scoreboard person... Oh, yep, it was a drawn end, so it's just now changed to 9 ends. Still 10-7.
So is Les Hayward on the comeback? No. Maybe. So we've just had a score update for Tim Veal versus Les Hayward. And the score is now 10-7 to Tim. I'm sure it was 10-2 before. So.
I'm sure it was. There was quite a gap.
Yeah. Oh. So many games to keep up with, you know.
It is, because even though you're watching a screen in front of you, you're still sort of looking over at the mat in front of you. Or
Daniel started off this end probably with the advantage, you know, a good front toucher and a position bowl. Nathan has some position now as well. Gives his third bowl more of a chance.
So 12-4 to Ken McKenzie.
I'm probably going to get this wrong, so I'm going to go over to you, Sharon. Do you think he'll play the forehand or the backhand? The forehand, you reckon, into the split? Is that what you're on?
Yeah. Want you? No, see, we're wrong.
Well, I was
Okay,
thinking
don't call
backhand, but I didn't want to jinx it. It's all right. It's good to go over the options.
Maybe he wanted to
With
put it
that
in front of
weight,
that.
I think with that weight, he probably was actually looking for that shot orange, freeing up the jack, moving it out.
So in our Steve Fisher, Kyle Aldrin game, Kyle is leading 8-5. They're giving us the scores, but nobody's telling us how many ends, but that's okay. There must be around about the 9-10 ends. You can see in the background the scoreboard sitting there 10-7 after 10. That's to Tim Field.
Yeah, really good bowl again by French.
Very good.
Nathan's first bowl is probably a little bit of a nuisance where it is.
Tim's
so he could play right through it.
Tim's got down to lead again, so he's won that end. So he picked up 2 there, so that was, so he's now 12-7 to Tim Veal after 11 ends.
I think he could be going through his front blue. I think pretty square through it. Should clear out a couple of the oranges.
Oh, no, he's got it, caught it in the thing, eh?
Yeah.
Then what?
It's not an easy shot to play, you know, that one bolt target.
Because it was that little bit further over.
Yeah, and you're only looking for that one angle as well. It's not just a one bolt target, you can hit it anywhere. So he gave it a good go.
So that's
it is a pretty costly end.
So that'd be 14-7 after 10.
Yep. It does make for a hard task to come back, but he has showed us that he can play some big bowls to score some points or turn the game around. There's still 5 ends to do that. 7 points and 5 ends, very achievable.
And when I'm on my Zimmer frame, he'll be still playing those shots, Nathan, because he'll still be a young man playing the game.
Daniel's playing really well. He's continuing to put that pressure on. He's always opening with a pretty good first bowl. We've only got 8 minutes on the clock. But singles ends go pretty fast.
Yeah, very good cover bowl there, but
Yep, he's in a good rhythm by the looks.
and our other good close game, it's 8-7 to Kyle.
Just had a wee message from Leslie Monk, so I'm going to give you a shout out, Leslie. I know you're watching. She was just saying how she loves the 15 end games, and I know why. So she can come back in finals. And yes, she's absolutely right. Maybe we'll see that with Nathan. You just don't know. Tracking well here.
Yep.
It's on the jack for a 1.
So going back to that 15 end thing, what was your score with you and Leslie after 12 ends, if it had been still 12 ends?
I think she'd just put me on the 12th.
Oh, she had still.
I did actually look at that. Other than that, I've wiped the game from my memory.
Yeah. You push the delete button.
Yep, so Daniel will be looking either sort of... I'm going to have to try and repicture the head now, but there's definitely a chance on his orange to sort of get some jack movement. If he sort of comes into that split, that's really good too.
Yep. It's looking to...
And that's... Oh, it was looking on track for that, but just the weight died on him. Nathan's holding 1. There's not a lot of room for him to draw a second, but there is still a chance for 2. And with the score at 7-14, he'll definitely be looking to convert it into 2.
And it's 13-7 to Ken Mackenzie.
Outstanding.
Oh, great shot there by the young fella.
Big claps.
So that's 2 blue, so it's now 9-14 after 11.
Yeah, we're getting a replay of that shot.
That's a great shot, isn't it? Nice
Absolutely.
little... Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, there was room, but not much room, so he had to play a stellar bowl to grab that. Slightly shorter jack length here than what they've been playing.
When they flicked on there, it was 12-8 to Tim. A bit of a turnaround in the Kyle Waldron game there. It's now 10-8 to Steve.
Anyone's game, that one.
Yeah, 12-8 to Tim after 12 ends.
If only we could have a camera on every match. I wouldn't like to commentate that, but it'd be great for the viewers. I'm sure you'd love to be up to date with all the games. Here comes French on the probe, as Sean would say. And he's moved the jack back.
Yep.
A little bit of a rub off that front orange. It's not set up the worst. I know Nathan would have liked to have been around that and drawn the jack clean, but
So he'll have another lolly. It might help the next time. So that I'll have to go and find his lolly jar after.
Getting a bit peckish, are you?
What's lunch after this?
Really good position bowl there from French. Nathan could look, I think it was at the outside half of the blue, I'm trying to remember, could get the jack over. He could get a couple of shots out of that, or definitely one. If he's under, which he's not, so it's a bit half and half. I was just about to say, if he went under, he might have been able to get the shot orange out clean, but it wouldn't have surprised me if there was a bit of jack movement anyway.
Looks a pretty good lolly jar though, Terry. Look at them, you know. Mouse is sticking his hand in there as well.
It's a free-for-all, do you think?
I think so. I think so. I think it needs to come closer to this table. So that would be one orange, one to Daniel, so that would be 15-9 after 12. Again, like a lot of the scores, like some of the scores today, it's what the scores are is not the real reflection of the games, because the bowls have been played well, but the other ones just move them out. There we go. So Steve's really pulled out there now. It is 11-8 to Steve, and I think we indicated this is their last end. And the hall controller's just got the whistle ready and the clock waiting, so it must be getting close to our time.
Yeah. We'll have lunch after this.
Yep.
I'm sure the players will be looking forward to that. So this is their fourth round, is it?
Yes.
Yep.
No, not lunch. We've had lunch, dear. It's actually 3:45. We'll have afternoon tea, eh?
You would have had lunch before you started it.
So Ken McKenzie has won his game. Not quite sure of the final score.
I think we just had a score update from the person with the board there for Tim and Les's game. It looked like Tim's.
Oh, she does. She's good. She's been turning it around.
Yeah, I'm not wearing my glasses, so it's a bit of a stab in the dark. But I'm going to say it's 15-8 to Tim. So he's probably just pulled away that little bit more. Daniel has been really steady in this game. You know, Nathan's played really well, but Daniel's probably just been that touch more consistent. Just keeps putting the pressure on, doesn't really let up. When Nathan has scored, he's really earned it. You know, he's played to score it. It hasn't been because Daniel's had a loose head.
No. And he's undecided.
Well, I'm not calling it anyway. And that's the whistle.
The whistle's gone. And he's hidden it quite well, really, from Nathan.
So Nathan, he won't be able to get the win here, but he might still have the ends in mind if he could grab a 1 here. I don't know whether that front orange is taking all 3 of them out. I'm not sure. Might miss, but even if those front 2 oranges peel out, his follow through could come in onto the jack.
Yep.
Oh, he's going to have a vent. That's what I like to call
it. Yep.
Have a stand up,
Let
it all out. He's pretty good. I've seen him with a stand up.
Yep. Well, he was 4 down. He's now 2. So that would make it 17, 9 and 13 ends played in the end of the game. They saved 2. Looks like on the map that Steve and Kyle are playing on, which I think that there was 3 that it looks like Steve's holding 2. And Kyle will be playing his last bowl.
Doesn't look like an easy shot for
him.
I know you guys can't see what we're looking at, but yeah. If he's trying to get, even just getting 1 looks kind of hard.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how everything's lined up. We are a few mats over. There might be an orange onto a blue that could work.
$17-8 to Tim was the final score.
Thanks to Peter Bain, sanitising the bowls,
After every game, he's... Yeah.
Doing really well. Just those little things that we're finding ourselves doing this season. Kyle's still looking at the head. Oh, look. You can see us in the background, Sharon.
Do we do a wave as well?
Oh, no.
We'll wave to Emma. Right, Kyle's down. Obviously, you can see there in the background.
I can't see where I am. What happened, Sharon?
No, it went back to blue. It bounced back. It's got all the blue, so that would be...
Yeah. Well done, Steve Fisher.
Yep. So I'll go and catch up with these other guys before they leave the room. Like Daniel will be trying to have a quick little puff, so I'll go and get him on the microphone over there.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Okay, Daniel, that was a pretty good game to watch. It was quite a... what shots... It's got Terry as my co-announcer now, so she's calling what shots to play. So we decided in the end that we were getting it wrong, so we just left it for you to play and then call it. So, enjoyed the mat? Was it a good mat?
Yeah, no, it's a nice, quick mat. Yeah, no, good to draw on. It's hard to play shots on.
Hard to play,
yeah.
Nathan was he was playing some good bowls there, but you just seemed to pip him in those ones.
Yeah, he did it, especially early on. He played a couple of nice shots to get him. I was sitting at 4, I think, and he crunched it through for a 3. He plays some really nice bowls.
Yeah, you won't be looking forward to him in a few years' time, will you?
No, certainly not.
No, I don't think any of us will. Anyway, good luck for the rest of the day.
Thank you.
We'll see you at the end of the day.
Thank you.
Okay. Just getting Nathan Trowell over here. He's it's afternoon tea time, but he's overfilling his plate up already. These young fellas, they've got to eat. So, how'd you find that match, Nathan?
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Drew all right for you, or
yeah.
Daniel just got in there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He did say that it's quite a hard one to play some run shots on as well, though. Was a bit harder than with the much better as a draw bat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, good luck for the rest day. You can go back and have your afternoon tea now.
Thank you.
Okay.